guys, I am having a really terrible time figuring out my tripod today and my ring light. So, sorry about the quality of this video, but hopefully I can fix it and edit. My name is Judy Haddad. I'm owner of Orange Purple Passions and founder of 5 Purple Oranges. And I told you I'm going to come on here and talk about my faith journey after the loss of my son. So, hit by a truck, chapter 1, saying goodbye. My son and I did not have a lot of money, and we had only 2 weeks off a year. He had 2 weeks off from school and camp a year. And in those 2 weeks, we tried to go on vacations together. So I would save up my vacation time, and those were the times where he wasn't in camp, or I didn't have to pay for him to be in school. And in the summer of 2014, my dad was already suffering with a brain injury, and my mom, and he had another surgery. He was having another surgery that month, that August. And my mom decided to send my son and I on a trip, because we used to like to go on trips together, the 3 of us, sometimes the 4 of us, oftentimes just Alana and myself. So my mom gave us $1,000 and said, go someplace. And Alana and I sort of knew that it was a little too late to try and plan something via plane. And, you know, $1,000, it's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money for a vacation often. And so we decided to do our usual thing and head up to Wisconsin. And we thought to ourselves, let's do just different places that we don't ever do or haven't done. And our big bucket item list, I guess, for the trip was going on a boat ride on the Horicon Marsh and seeing some birds, and he brought his good binoculars with him. And he also wanted to do stand-up paddleboarding and, if possible, go see an aquarium. So we started off our vacation actually heading south to Chicago to see my dad in the hospital. He was at Northwestern Memorial Hospital in the city, and we went to see the Calder mobiles at the Museum of Contemporary Museum of Art, because Alana really loved art, and the modern wing was still closed at the Art Institute of Chicago. So that was our decision. We'll go to Wisconsin, we'll spend maybe a week there, and we'll come back, and then we'll do the Art Institute because he loved the modern wing and it was reopening, and we would do we would go see Yo-Yo Ma at Ravinia. So these were our big plans. Nothing super special, but these were our plans. So we took this trip in Wisconsin, and we sort of were just flying by the seat of our pants. It all depended on weather, where we could get a room, that kind of thing. Our first day, we were unable to take the boat trip on the marsh because of the rain. It was coming down. They probably would have still taken us out because the pontoons have a cover, but we had decided we would just go on up, and we would go travel along the east side between Lake Winnebago and Lake Michigan and just drive that way, and we would just end up where we ended up. And we sort of played the whole trip like that. On one of what was to be one of our last days, we booked a room at a bed and breakfast in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, and our goal was to go the next day on the way home to go stand up paddleboard in Oconomowoc. So we had gone that day from Green Lake. We went to Horicon, and we went to both the federal side of the Horicon Marsh, and we went to the state side of the Horicon Marsh. It's very different now than it was then. On the federal side, they rebuilt the whole boardwalk. On the state side, they have a whole new education center that wasn't in existence when Alana and I went. And we drove past the Dodge County Fair, and I was literally about to turn in the fair, and we decided, no, let's not do that for some reason. And we went into Beaver Dam. We stopped at McDonald's, and at this time, it's important to note that Wisconsin has like zero cell infrastructure. So unless you have Verizon or I believe Cellular One, it's almost impossible to get a signal. And at that time I had AT&T. So I think we went to McDonald's because they had Wi-Fi, and I thought, okay, if they have Wi-Fi, I can look up what's at the fair. We can decide if we want to go there. We can decide. We hadn't eaten yet. Oh, I think we had eaten lunch before our boat tour. We could decide where we want to go to dinner. We could figure it out. We decided, and we had already missed our turn to the bed and breakfast. So we had decided to go up to Fox Lake and look around. And on our way out of Fox Lake, we saw a swimming pool. And we had pulled off on the side of the road to discuss whether or not we were going to go swimming. And I was really tired, and Alon really wanted me to swim with him. He had grown up basically with just me. Not that, he had plenty of fun with his grandparents, but they're quite a bit older. His dad was more or less out of the picture, and when he was in the picture, wasn't the type of dad that did anything Alon wanted to do. So he really just wanted someone to hang out with him and play with him, and he wanted to go swimming with me, and he made that very clear. And I said, okay, I'll tell you what, let's go to the bed and breakfast, and I'll rest, I'll change, and we'll find a swimming pool. There's got to be another swimming pool. It's a big city. So and I hadn't heard from the lady at the bed and breakfast, so I was kind of nervous about getting there too early, which is one of the reasons we were just sort of driving around. So it's about 4 p.m. on a Friday, August 15th, 2014. We pull back up on the road. I had my GPS on, but I had Alon telling me also where to turn. And we stopped where we were supposed to turn. We were going south on County Road A, and we were supposed to turn left in the Indian Hills neighborhood. And I looked behind me and saw that there was a semi-truck coming at us, and he wasn't stopping. And I'm telling you, this happened faster than me just saying that to you. It happened that fast, but I saw him coming. I knew we were about to get hit. I couldn't do anything. I literally remember thinking, if I take my foot off the brakes, maybe he'll register that I was stopped and he needs to stop. We were, just going to throw this out there many, many, many times, but I'll say it again. Here we were in a 45 mile per hour zone. He was going in excess of 60 miles per hour. And we're pretty close. We're pretty sure it was around 70, 71. Could I prove that in a court of law? Maybe not, but I don't need to, because we could prove that he was going between 58 and 67, I believe. At the time we had a little hatchback car, and that is a force that I'm surprised my body recovered. I can visualize that. I can feel that being slammed into by that truck, and I'm telling you, that much poundage going that fast with no braking at all on his part, that's an immense amount of force hitting our car. So he hits us, spins us around, we get spun into oncoming traffic, where we get hit again, a much smaller force, and we end up on the side of the road facing, I believe, the opposite direction from whence we came. And I lost consciousness for, from what I can tell, about 3 minutes.